Hey, how you doing? My name is Zachary Connor. I'm one of the regional managers at American Plumbing Professionals. We are a commercial service plumbing company, and we pride ourselves on our emergency response. What that means is we don't do any new construction. We don't do any residential. We don't go to people's houses, anything like that. We do bigger chain stores, medical centers, your local hardware store, all the way up to the big hardware stores. We will do restaurants, grocery stores, things of that nature. We are a turnkey plumbing company. What that means is we do concrete, we do drywall, we do block, we dig a big hole outside from a mainline water leak, we fix a toilet because it's constantly running. You will see electrical, you will see big lift stations, you will see septic tanks, you will see water lines, you'll run heavy equipment, you will do things you probably never seen yourself do before. When I started here, I didn't really know a lot about plumbing, and I've been here a little bit over 5 years, and now I'm in my position, and I feel that I'm pretty well rounded, and I can give my team great guidance on their career and learning how to be a plumber. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today, about how our program works, how we operate here, and what's to come with American Plumbing. So sit on back, I'm going to show you some pictures, and we'll kind of go from there, okay? So after reviewing those pictures, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself being the man for the job? Do you see yourself being able to be willing to grow and learn to handle these problems accordingly? And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that have really good critical thinking abilities. We are definitely here to help you. I'm going to be your liaison between the whole company. I'm going to answer all your questions. I'm going to work just as long as you. I'm going to be working from 6:37 in the morning till whenever you guys go to sleep. And if I don't get sleep, well, then I'm starting my next day with an extra cup of coffee. And that's our job here as regional managers. We are really your go-between for everything. You're going to ask us technical advice. You're going to ask us the best ways to finish this job. You're going to ask us for constructive criticism on your work and how do you think it could be better. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to help you grow. We're here to actually make you real plumbers. So I tell everybody, I don't need a set of Bluetooth pans. I know how to do the job. I'm looking for guys that want to be in the trade, that want to learn how to do the trade, and want to have a real skill for the rest of their life. This is the type of job that makes you an asset for a company. And that's what we're looking to do, is help you become that guy. Because no one wants to work on a warehouse or assembly line. I mean, it's good, honest work, don't get me wrong. But in this economy, no one likes living paycheck to paycheck. So that's probably why you're here. You're looking for something better. You're looking for something deeper, and you want something that you can see yourself being at for many years. And we hope it's with us. So the next part that I'm going to explain here is our schooling program. So our schooling program is an 8-week course. I believe currently it's split between Tennessee and North Georgia, or both our places are in North Georgia. But with that being said, the way it operates is, think like a firehouse. You got school and you got housing all in the same location. Half of it, it's an 8-week course, half of it is hands-on, and you'll be learning code book, international plumbing code, how and when to do this, when and where you can do this, what's your slope, what's your pipe sizing, all the real technical bookwork side of plumbing. And that way, you're not just connecting stuff together and hope it works. By code, it does work, it's allowed, it's legal in that situation. And it gives you the more fundamental understanding of actually being a plumber. The other half is going to be hands-on. So we're going to have some type of class project for that. We might be building out a bathroom, we might be demoing the floor, installing a water heater, building an additional shop, making an addition to the shop, or the school location, or whatever project we have on that time. And that way we can give you guys a hands-on basis. Personal example, when I was in class, we did like a $30,000 dig job at a Lowe's. We blocked off the whole aisleways, built uprights for actual barricades with visqueen so you couldn't see the construction area. And that way, our instructor could give us good advice without the eyes of the customers, like who are these guys and why is there 10 of them to cut a drain line. He was a saint. I'm sure that was pretty tough. But with that, I'm going to kind of explain how the school works and what's expected and things of that nature. So when you go into school in our region, you will drive up on Sunday, and you will get a room up there. Your first week there, you get a room. After that, you're in the housing, and then you will Monday through Friday be in school, and you're going to drive back on Friday. I've made this drive numerous times, and it's long. It's a 6.5-hour drive. But the benefit of that is you guys get to knock it out in the beginning, where the other offices in other states, their drives between jobs when they become a technician is vastly increased, where you guys are more centralized just because we have such dense metropolitan areas in Florida where, some of our jobs can be 30 minutes to 2 hours. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, we do have longer drives. But on average, in Florida, we do have shorter drives. So knock it out in the beginning, and that way you can actually make more money in the long run of being a technician. We do charge for school. It's $4,500. We take it $100 a week when you get out of class. So when you get out of class, 45 weeks out, that's when they'll start taking $100 a week. Now, when I get into pay and stuff like that, there's a weekly bonus. So as long as you hit goal, you get an extra $100. That $100 pays for your school, so it's kind of like you got your education for free as long as you're actually meeting your goals. That's what we're really trying to do, and we're going to help you facilitate that as best as we can and push you in the direction of how to maximize your profits as well, handle your time, make your jobs go as smooth as possible. And sometimes, we realize we made mistakes. Sometimes we realize that we have to fix something, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the people with the integrity to say, hey, I know it's going to cause me to lose some money. I know it's going to cause me to lose some time, but that's not good work. I want to make it right. And those are the people that I'll keep on my team, and those are the people I want to help grow, and those are the people that are going to become amazing plumbers, and that's what we're looking for. I don't need Mr. Perfect because he doesn't exist. I need a guy that's going to show up every day. He's a hard worker. He's willing to learn. He doesn't bring his problems from home into work. He's here. He's ready to work. He's ready to do a really good job, and that guy's the guy that can help grow. In class, it's going to be kind of modular, so they'll go over fittings and you'll grow from there, and then you'll move on to isometrics and you'll grow from there, and you'll go into the code book and you'll grow from there, and then they'll have you work on quotes and work on how to use items on the phones and things of that nature. And just understand that 8 weeks is a very finite amount of time to make you a plumber. I can't make you a plumber in 8 weeks. I can teach you how to work at Burger King, or I can teach you how to drive a forklift. I can't make you a plumber. But what I can do is give you a good introductory and scratching the surface. And that way, when me and you were talking, when you're on the road and you're on a job, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, I remember in class we were talking about that. How does that go again? And I'm going to give you the basis of it, and it's going to come right back. So we don't expect you to be perfect out of class. Understand it's just a huge cram session to say this is who we are, this is what we do, this is what we're looking for. And prior to class, as the apprenticeship program, you're going to get a ride-along experience to see that if this is what you want to do. If you don't feel this is what you want to do, then don't go to class. It's save yourself a bunch of headache and just shake my hand and say, hey, it's not for me, I appreciate it, and I'll tell you, have a good one, we'll go about our way. When you get out of class, that's when everything is going to change. Okay, so here at APP, we actually give you a company van, we give you a company credit card, company hotel card. We loan you all the tools that you're going to need, impacts, drills, sawzalls, all the way up to cables and cameras and locators and things to do plumbing specific work. And we're also going to load your van out with materials and things of that nature. So we're going to move on at this point. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to dive into pay. I'm going to show you a breakdown, and then I'll speak to you on that, okay? So for this slide, we're going to talk about our pay structure. We have 3 positions as far as in your beginning. We have a helper, and then we have in class. We have out of class, and that's before you become a technician. So for all 3 3 of those in between starting and being a technician, it is $125 a day. So when you're a helper, still trying to figure out if this is a position for you, what we do on the road, all the stuff before class, it's $125 a day. It doesn't matter if it's 8 hours, 12 hours, if you're inside a nice AC or you're outside digging a hole, it's $125. When you go to class, we do pay you for class. We pay you $125 a day, and that's the allotted time by the teacher. Some of that changes based on the projects that you have going on. Still $125 a day. When you get out of class, typically what we do is we put you with a technician. We sit you and the tech down and tell you that you were going to do the tech's job, and that way you get a chance to be in the hot seat with the safety net. So you kind of get to get all your new guy stuff out of the way when you have someone that can immediately help you and show you what you're doing. And that way when you get in your van, it'll be very smooth transition. When you become a technician, you have a pay structure of commission. As long as you get on that, which I'll speak on the next slide, your weekly goal is $6,500. You get $6,500 gross. You get 20% minus materials plus $100 bonus for hitting goal. And then if you hit 10,000 after materials, you also get an additional $100 bonus as well. All right, let's talk about base pay for a second. So the way that base pay works here is that if you don't hit commission or you're not on commission yet, we'll still pay you. And basically in your first year, it kind of comes down to $1,000 a week. So as a technician, if you work 5 days in a week and have your van moving by 8 a.m. all 5 of those days, then you're going to get $1,000. And the way it breaks down is the 5 days worked is $180 and the on time is $40 per day. So you need to work a minimum of 3 days to obtain this. And if you work the minimum of 3 days, then it's $160 per day and $40 a day that you're on time. So for example, if you had worked 4 days, then your pay for that week would be $800 if you're on time every day. There's also a biannual bonus here. If you have an average of $7,500 or better, you're up for that twice a year, and it's $500. So take the time to look at this slide. After you look at this slide, then we'll go ahead and move on to the next one and talk about the weeks and all the other in the rears and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, on this slide, it's going to help if you actually look at the numbers when I'm talking. What we do here to get on commission, you have to hit your weekly goal of $6,500 4 weeks in a row. If you miss a week, you got to restart. So 4 weeks consecutive. So you got to hit $6,500 week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Then you get on commission for week 5, and whatever you do on week 5 pays out on week 9 because we're 4 weeks behind, and your previous thing is not retroactive. That was just to get you on commission. So we also give you a loan to get to that point. And the reason we do that is because we pay 4 weeks in the rear. So weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be a loan of $800 per week. Week 5, until you actually get and receive your first commission check, will be the base pay, which I talked about in the previous slide. So the $6,500 is obtainable. You just actually have to get up early, make sure you're on time to your jobs, make sure you're charging for everything that we should charge for. Don't take forever to put your quotes in, all these things. So once you get on commission, then how everything changes is, like I spoke earlier, you get the $6,500 minus 20%. So if you want to see some quick math, if you look down at the bottom of the slide, give a $7,000 week with $800 in materials, that gives you $6,200 after materials, which is over, the gross pay is $7,000 is over the $6,500. So if you take $6,200 and times it by 20%, you get $1,240 plus a $100 bonus for hitting goal. Then you would get $1,340. Now, as far as the loan, a lot of people get confused on that. The way it works is we have contractually obligated to be paid by our clients or vendors within about 90 days. Some are a little bit more, some a little bit less. But we just do a 1 month kind of leeway period with you guys as far as checks, and that way we can make sure that the commission right, everything pays out the way it needs to. If your work goes bad and someone else has to go out to it, we can handle recalls internally the way that we should. So we give you a loan for your first 4 weeks, but let's say you work here for 60 weeks, and you leave week 60, we still owe you 61, 62, 63, and 64 because we're 4 weeks behind, which means that we'll take our loan out of those last 4 checks. So we'll take those last 4 checks, add them up, take our loan out of it, take any tools, materials that you might be missing, and then the rest is yours after taxes, obviously. Any other questions, go ahead and ask your manager after the interview, and we appreciate your time. Thank you.